the little young white dude just get off the bus. Oh man, he's gonna be in a world of danger. I hope he got some people on his yard, man. And you can tell dude is a fish. He ain't got no people on the yard. Look at him. Look how timid he is, man. He's gonna be in a world of hurt, man. Damn, that's messed up. They put him on his yard, man. Yo, they say dude's name is Sam. He did a few days in the temporary dorm or whatever. Man, they put him in the cell, man, with Fast Eddie out of all people. He's in the cell with Fast Eddie. Man, if I was him, man, I'd go to administration and check in and go to protective custody right now. I'd rather be in PC than be in the cell with Fast Eddie, because everybody know what's going to ultimately happen with him being in that cell. See what I'm saying? I knew it was just a matter of time. Little Sam, man, he got a black eye, his lips busted. I know, he slip and fell, but we all know what probably really happened in that cell with Fast Eddie. Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kens TV, in the house like motherfucking kitchen sinks. For y'all that's been following my channel, you know that I often provide my email, realkenstv@yahoo. And people send me questions. And I try my best to answer, all the questions that people send me. And one of the questions that I was recently asked was, Real Kens, my son got into some foolishness. He was out one night. They played a joke. He was in college. Him and a couple other guys played a prank on a guy, went in, tied him up, put a sheet over his head, took his phone, took his money or what have you, and left. It was all supposed to be a prank. When they brought the items back, about 30 minutes later, the individual had gotten loose, went and called the police or what have you. And ultimately, my son, along with the other individuals, were charged with robbery, extortion, kidnapping, and there was a couple other charges. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. I need to start writing things down. Recently, this was a 2-year process where my son was going back and forth to court. Obviously, he was suspended or expelled from college. Once he was arrested, he was granted bond, which we had to put up a significant amount of money to get him out on bond. And he had an ankle brace around his ankle. My question to you is, Real Kens, the judge denied his probation, said that he needed to go down and do a little time, accept responsibility for his actions, and see exactly the pain that was caused and the trauma and the terror that they inflicted on this individual that they did this to. He needed to pay a price for it. Real Kens, will my son get raped in the penitentiary? At this point, he's 22 years old. He's about 5'8". He's weighing about 160, 170 pounds. White kid, clean shaven, never been in trouble, never been in jail, never had to face anything like this. And I'm afraid. Should he go to the prison that he's ultimately sent to and try to find somebody to protect him? That's my son. I'll send whatever, $50 a week, $100 a week, $200 a week for somebody to protect him. I watch your channel so often, Real Kens. You're from Kentucky. I'm from Kentucky, the bluegrass state. Could you please help me? I need to know. I fear for my son's safety, and he's scared to death just as well. Wow. That's a unfortunate situation to be in. Now, before I go any further, answering this question that was posed to me, if you will, I am the self-proclaimed Mr. 30 Minutes or Better. So for you all that don't know, that don't typically frequent my channel, my videos are guaranteed to be 30 minutes or longer. So if you're on your way to work, you're having a bad day, you're dragging, you just don't want to be there, or you're on your way from work, or you're driving trucks, shout out to all the truck drivers, or whatever the case may be. Trying to take a nap, trying to go to sleep, depending on, what time of night that you're actually viewing the video. You need to cry, you need to laugh, or you're just in the mood to hear a good old-fashioned, true penitentiary story. This is the channel for you. So getting back to the question at hand, there is a message. This is so unfortunate because oftentimes kids don't really understand the ramifications of their actions, the consequences that's going to come along with the foolery, the childish things that they do. Now here it is, you got a group of people, they thinking, okay, this is legitimately a prank. We tie the guy up, act like we doing something, you know, robbing him or whatever, take his phone, take his little money or whatever, but we gonna bring it back. Hi, we got you. But unfortunately, it doesn't always work out that way. And as the lady mentioned, when the kids came back to give the individual his items back, he's already gone. He's already contacted the people at the dorm and the authorities, and once that happens, it happens. See, we're in a Commonwealth state. It's only a few Commonwealth states. What is it? Virginia, Kentucky, Massachusetts. I forget, there's another Commonwealth state. But the thing about it is, once a complaint is filed in a Commonwealth state, understand this. Once a complaint is filed in a Commonwealth state, there is no coming back, oh, well, we want to drop the charges. No, because the Commonwealth is going to automatically pick it up. So now the Commonwealth is going to prosecute you. Even if that individual said, man, this was just a misunderstanding, it was a joke, we didn't mean it that way. Well, you've already filed a complaint now, so now it's up to the Commonwealth. Oftentimes they'll pick it up. They don't have to, but oftentimes the Commonwealth attorney, they're going to come through and pick it up. And so that's what happened in this particular situation. And as she mentioned, you know, they were hoping for probation. The judge wasn't trying to hear that. No, you need to go with the lions, tigers, bears, goons, and wolves for a minute. Since you like to tie people up, take people's items. Yeah, but Your Honor, it was just a joke. We didn't mean it that way. Okay, I understand that. But understand that you still have to pay a price as a consequence for your actions that you were a part of. I'm going to say that this individual, your son, and I'm going to just keep it all the way real with you. Initially, he's not going to go to a low-level prison camp. So you got low-level prison camps in Kentucky to where there's no fence. Most people there, well, everybody there is at least four years or less from going home or having an opportunity of going home. He's probably going to end up going to one of the medium security prisons. Whether it's North Point, Luther Luckett, LaGrange, Eastern, Green River. There's all sorts of medium security prisons in Kentucky. I can't necessarily say what's going to happen to him. That's a broad question that has many, many different answers, if you will. But I can give you a story that I know about, and I don't really even know if this story will help your situation. And I'm just being honest. There was an individual named Sam. Little young dude, same situation. Him and a couple of his buddies was out. They ended up robbing somebody, and Sam was just there. It didn't have anything to do with it, but he was there. It was like 3 or 4 of them. They all got caught, got arrested, got bonded out or what have you. Sam's people had money. Ended up getting sent to prison. No probation, anything. Sent to prison. See, in Kentucky, man, violent crimes is very difficult to get probation. Now, if your parents got some money and, maybe a lot of money and have connections and know people, maybe, but violent crimes is hard to not at least go down and do at least 6 months in the pen. A lot of times the judge will send you down for 6 months, then they'll shock you out. It's called shock probation. You're in shock because you've actually had an opportunity or had I don't know if you call it an opportunity, but you've gone to the prisons, through the prison system for 6 months and you're shocked. It's like, whoa, okay, no, I'll never do this again. So perhaps that'll be an option for your son. I would definitely have that lawyer file for shock probation. And I'm quite sure that he's already on it. All the money that you said to me in the email that you all spent on an attorney, I'm quite sure that shock probation will be in the, it'll be something that's filed at the appropriate time. So Sam goes to prison. He's not a street dude. He don't know a lot of people. He's timid. People are looking at him. They can blatantly tell he's timid. He gets off the Grey Goose, which is the prison bus. So automatically people are choosing him. No, they're not saying anything. You know, you're going to have a couple people like, oh, okay, who was that? Don't go to sleep, youngster. Yeah, I got him right there, right there. Yeah, that's the dude I seen on TV. Yeah, you know, it's the intimidating things that people are going to say to you when you first go into the through the prison doors. Now, if they know you and you already known, no, they're not going to do that. But to an individual like Sam, little white dude, clean shaven, never been in trouble, looking innocent, relatively small dude, 5'8", 5'9", not really weighing in 170 pounds, if that. They're going to check him out. Check him out, see exactly who he's hanging with or what have you. So you go to a temporary dorm at this particular prison we were in. And from the temporary dorm, you get sent to either a cell or an open door. This individual gets sent in to the cell. Let me tell you how rotten the Department of Corrections can be as far as their job is to fill bed spaces. It doesn't matter. Once you're in the Department of Corrections, they're not looking at Sam saying, well, this is a little innocent kid, and we're going to try to keep him away from these type of criminals or what have you. No. That's not what they're going to do. They're going to put you wherever there's a bed available. They put him in a cell with Fast Eddie. Out of all people, why would you all put this young guy in a cell with Fast Eddie, a known booty bandit? It's known, the administration knows. Obviously, all the inmates know. And y'all put this young, innocent kid, 22 years of, maybe even 21, in the cell with a known booty bandit. That's why a lot of Fleece Johnson stories that he tells, I'm able to really relate and resonate to the stories, because it's like, I'm understanding what he's talking about. He's talking about how when he was a young kid, 16, 17 years old in the penitentiary, they stuck him in the cell with a booty bandit. And the people knew that this guy was a booty bandit. Nobody ever lasted in the cell with Fast Eddie. Fast Eddie had 30, 40 years. A veteran in the game, in the penitentiary game, known for knocking people out. Known for knocking people out. Big hands. Big old white dude, but he got a big stomach, man, and he just walks around. He got tattoos, and he got a big beard, and he always chewing, what's that, not tobacco, but what's the chew stuff that I don't even know what that is. Y'all help me out in the comments. He got the chew in his mouth all the time and spitting it out, and this guy was a beast. And y'all put this individual, Sam, in the cell with him. You can only imagine what went down in that cell. So if you go to the administration and you're like, hey, I need a cell change, man. Y'all got to get me out of this cell, man. I can't be in the cell with this guy. They're not going to pay you any mind. They're not going to pay you any attention. He was doing whatever he could possibly do to get out of this cell. Now, Fast Eddie, he was the type of individual to where he would just knock you out and just take it. This was some time ago. Fast Eddie, it wasn't no finessing with him. It wasn't him giving you commissary and trying to trick you and woo you and lure you in and wine and dine you, if you will. No, Fast Eddie's going to catch you in that shower, coming out of that shower, catch you in the cell, catch you wherever he desires to catch you at. And them big old hands he has, he going to knock you out. And once he knocks you out, he's going to go for what he knows. Sam's terrified. Who can you tell in prison? Sam's in the cell with Fast Eddie a couple weeks. So I guess Fast Eddie was just trying to really just sit back and kind of, okay, let me evaluate the situation or whatever. I'm not going to go for what I know right off the top. So I guess in a sense he was kind of luring him in, knowing that he was going to, come in for the ultimate kill eventually. It just so happens to where Sam's co-defendant, Big Steve. We're not even going to call him Big Steve, just Steve. Now, Steve was a nice-sized dude. Steve's probably 6'3", At the time, maybe 200 pounds. Steve had like 5 brothers. He was the youngest of like 5 brothers. Steve knew how to use his hands, man. But he was a quiet dude, so a lot of people really didn't know. Steve came up fighting his brothers, but he never really had to fight in the street, so nobody knew that Steve had hands like this. Steve arrives on the yard. He sees Sam, his co-defendant. They get to kicking it on the yard, talking on the yard, what have you. Initially, Steve doesn't know that Sam is in the cell with Fast Eddie, but quickly he learns. Fast Eddie gets to questioning Sam, if you will. Who is this black guy you walking with all the time? Who is this dude? Oh man, it's my partner, man. We's on the streets, man. We co-defendants or whatever. So now Fast Eddie is starting to he's starting to kind of move in. He hasn't done anything to Sam yet, but he's starting to kind of, you know, flex a little bit his power. Steve is trying to figure out a way for him and Sam to be moved into the cell together. Sam's a white guy, as I mentioned. Steve's a black guy. In the state of Kentucky, blacks and white can room together. I know a lot of states is segregated, and blacks is with the blacks, Mexicans with the Mexicans, whites with the white. In Kentucky, no. You sign up to be in a room together, you can be in a room together. Only problem is, the other individual that's in the room, that was in the room with Steve, he had to find a cell to go to. He definitely wasn't trying to go in the room with Fast Eddie. One night, Sam comes into the cell, and Fast Eddie, didn't I tell you about walking with that black son, bitch? And it's crazy because Fast Eddie wasn't even no racist dude. He kicked it with the blacks. He kicked it with the, but you know, I tell you about hanging with that black son, bitch, by God. Slapped Sam around a couple times. Still didn't do anything to him sexually at this point. But I'm quite sure it's on his list of things to do. His to-do list. Next day, Sam comes out of the cell. Because you can't just hide in the cell all day long. Oftentimes you hear other YouTubers and they say, well, individual, you know, got slapped up, got beat up or whatever, and he stayed in the cell for 2 or 3 days. It's kind of difficult to do because you got to give your cellie cell time. You can't just lay up in the cell all day long. Unless you just got a cool cellie that don't care. But most of the time, you leave the cell for a few hours, let him do what he got to do, or he may have to use the bathroom, or he may have to, just whatever. Just be alone. Just have some alone time in the cell for himself. That's just cell courtesy. So anybody's been in the penitentiary, you know that. You find yourself in the penitentiary, hopefully you don't. Understand you can't just lay up in the cell all day long. You got to leave for a few hours to give your cellie some space. Sam comes out. Steve sees him. Man, what happened to you, man? What happened to your eye? What happened to your mouth? Mouth was busted up. Sam didn't want to say anything. But Steve's not stupid either. This is my partner, man, from childhood. We on the same we not even really supposed to be in a penitentiary. Yeah, our actions put us here, but we not really supposed to be here. We ain't even never had no juvenile records. We didn't get in trouble on the streets. We just did something ignorant one night that landed us in the penitentiary. Man, your cellie did this to you, man? How long has this been going on? Man, don't say nothing, man. Nah, I just let it go, man. Nah. Now, here it is. Sam is, like I said, 5'8", 5'9", 170 pounds at best. Little white, innocent kid. And then you got this gorilla in the cell. 6'2", 6'3", 6'1". He's weighing in at a 250, 260. Got a big old stomach, but you can tell that he's lifted weights. He just, you know, over the time, man, his stomach got big. Strong dude, tattoos everywhere, big old beard, tattoos on his face. He's spitting out, chewing tobacco. Got it in the side of his mouth like that. Walking around looking mean, but he's cool. Everybody likes him. Known for knocking people out. He was blessed with hands, man. Known to knock people out. Nobody ran up on Fast Eddie. Where's he at? Man, y'all seen Fast Eddie? He put his hands on my little partner. Hey, Steve, man, I understand, man, but you might want to chill, man, because Fast Eddie don't play no games, man. He'll stick you. He'll fight you. He gonna do whatever. Man, where's he at, man? He's in the gym. Come on, man. Sam don't want to go. Come on. They walk to the gym. They walk inside. When they actually enter the gym, Steve spots out Fast Eddie. Man, you put your hands on my peoples, man. You want to put your hands on me. Fast Eddie gets to laughing, looking around like this guy's crazy. Man, I don't think you want that. I want it. Steve comes out his shirt. Fast Eddie comes out his shirt. So now they're walking towards each other. Steve is walking towards him in an aggressive manner. Both of them are walking towards each other in an aggressive manner. Once they get close enough, boom! Steve hits Fast Eddie so hard. So hard. A one-hitter quitter. Connects right here on his jaw. Puts him to bed. Puts him to sleep immediately. Immediately. Not immediately. Immediately. Fast Eddie's laid out in the gym. Everybody's seeing this. He's laid out. Steve goes over to him, stomps him. You know what I'm saying? While he's knocked out, unconscious. He's kicking him. I always talk about, typically in prison, when you get in a fight, most people are going to try to put on a display. You see what I'm saying? Because if I do this and if I show everybody what I'm doing, the next person is not going to run up on me. The next person is not going to run up on my peoples, the people that you know that I'm cool with. He's stomping him all the way out. I'm talking about he's stomping the dude, man. It's crazy. Security ends up coming. He goes to the hole. 15 days in the hole. There's no weapons used, anything like that. Luckily, they let him back out on the same yard. Oftentimes, if it's just a regular fight, you'll get back out on the same yard. Both parties sign a no conflict form. You can get back out on the same yard. They go to the hole, get back out. Now they're not calling Steve anymore. They calling him the Hands of Stone Ronnie Garvin. Man, he wired that boy's jaw shut. And so when Steve got back out on the yard, the other dude, you know what I mean? He goes to the infirmary. Well, he's already in the infirmary. He has to go to the hospital. His mouth is wired shut. He literally has to, eat his food through a straw. Fast Eddie, man, he's not he's messed around. And so he doesn't end up coming back out on the yard. So I mistakenly said both dudes got it. Fast Eddie doesn't come back out on the yard. He gets sent to another institution for his medical, I think they send him like KSR or whatever. That's where they send you for if you got medical issues or what have you. He goes to KSR. Now Steve is known to be the Hands of Stone. Ronnie Garvin. Everybody he didn't call himself it. Everybody started calling him Ronnie Garvin. If you're not familiar with Ronnie Garvin, Google him. But for you all that used to watch wrestling back in the day, you know clearly who Ronnie Garvin is. Ronnie Garvin had a one-hitter quit. If he hit you, if Ronnie Garvin hits you with two of these things, and you still standing, man, your best bet is to take off running. Ronnie Garvin was just blessed to have hands, man. Steve would go on to whoop a couple more people. I guess they just didn't believe. They tried him. He wasn't a bully. He was laid back. He only brought the drama when the drama was brought to him. He went on to whoop a couple more people, what have you. Him and Sam ended up moving into the room together. to the same cell, what have you. And it was just one of those situations to where Sam was blessed. Steve never stressed it, but Sam's mother would send money for both of them. Because Steve really didn't come from a lot of money. His people weren't able to send a lot of money to him. And if they, sent some, it was $25, $30 every blue moon type stuff. It takes money in the penitentiary. Sam's parents were so gracious, they found out about what happened or what have you. They would send a couple $100 a week, man. They ate well. Send some money on Steve's account. Send some money on Sam's account. Same cell together. They had a TV. They had everything that you could possibly have in prison. Radios and CD players and things of that nature. And everything was all good. Steve really, really fell back because he was cool being in the cell with his partner, his co-defendant, his buddy from the street. I keep getting in all these fights, man, because sometimes he got in fights and the COs didn't find out about it. But I can't keep going to the hole and then I come back because I'm not always guaranteed to get back into the same cell. Or sometimes they may ship me to a different yard. So that was one of those situations to where I have seen an individual's parent send somebody money for protection. But Steve it wasn't about that. It was about the friendship. Yeah, they're not going to turn the money down. Like I said, you need money in the joint. You got to eat. Everything in prison is about eating, man. Them nasty trays they serve you and you eat at 5 o'clock, 5:15 p.m. and you don't eat again until 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. And that food is going to be garbage. And the food that you eat at night is probably garbage. Man, you want to be able to go to the commissary and get you some, they sell the patties. They sell when I say the patties, like the burger patties, beef patties, chicken tenders, banquet chicken, Salisbury steak, beef hot dogs, Polish sausages, pause. They sell all of these items. All the vegetables you can think about, chips, zoom zooms, wham whams, honey buns, sodas. Man, you want those things. That's money in prison. Items is money in prison. And so this individual, it really touched me because I feel for her son. See, everybody's not going to have a Steve or a Ronnie Garvin to come to their aid, to their rescue. This dude was so respected on the yard at that point. I mean, knocked the dude plumb senseless. Knocked him out. Dude was snoring. Nobody had ever seen that before. This dude was a gorilla. He was a monster. He was a penitentiary goon. Nobody wanted to fight him. Plus he had a little clique or whatever, and nobody jumped in. The new sheriff in town, man. Steve was the new sheriff in town. Knocked that boy, not some dumb, knocked him plumb dumb. This is how it goes. So for this individual that sent me this email, I would just implore you to, really, there's nothing you can do about it, just to be honest, man. Just continue to talk to your son. Tell your son to stay out of the way. Stay away from the gambling. Stay away from dudes, women, wives. Stay off at basketball court. As far as competing, running whole court, I don't know if he likes to hoop or anything like that. Definitely stay off the poker table. Obviously, he's not going to have to borrow from anybody. He shouldn't, because you all send any money. Don't use no drugs. Don't even get into loaning people stuff. But see, oftentimes when you loan somebody something once, they become a leech. And they're going to continuously come back and come back. Bakey Pound just told a story about that. Well, I just seen the story that he told about his celly, and then another dude that would just always, hey man, let me get a tuna. Hey man, let me get a bag of chips. Hey man, let me get this. Hey man, let me get that. It's friendly, quiet extortion. So you really don't want to get to the point to where you're loaning things out, because people are going to see that you're kind of timid. They're going to deem you as soft, and they don't want to give it back. What's he going to do? He ain't going to do nothing. Now I come in there, I take all your stuff. I wouldn't necessarily be looking for anybody to pay for protection, you know, because you're not supposed to do that. That's a form of extortion. The goal is to make it home. You all write all the letters to the parole board. If you know anybody, if you have some powerful people or you know, just people in higher places, send letters to the parole board on his recommendation. Because the 10-year sentence that you said that he received, you do 2 years to the parole board. Now, all the time that he's done on the ankle brace at home, that should count towards his time. So he shouldn't have much time left to do before he's eligible for parole. And y'all be in his corner. Keep that money on the phone for him, so he has an open line. Make sure that he has commissary. Not saying that you have to. He's a grown man. I'm just saying for the family support, these are the things that are going to make a difference. Now, when you send in letters to the parole board, it shows that he has family support, but he needs, you know, a letter from, you know, if he's trying to get back into school, if he's trying to get a trade, if he knows this person, the church, anything, a letterhead to the parole board is going to help his situation. He did a terrible thing. He takes full accountability for his actions, and he's going to have to say that, you know, himself. And hopefully, man, they bless him and give him parole, man, because behind them fences, man, with them wolves, I really can't give you a definitive answer. I'm not necessarily going to say he's going to be great. Is it a possibility? Yes. Is it likely? Probably not. Probably not. But you're going to have guys that come in and try to take and like I said, just take advantage. He's going to have to take up for himself, and he's going to have to be a man. Somebody does something to him, he's going to have to fight. I don't care if he gets the brakes beat off of him. Guess what? He fought back. Got to be brave. Got to be brave. You go down there acting like a coward, that's how they're going to treat you, like a coward. So like I said, man, you all just be with him, support him. Because like I tell these youngsters all the time, mama can't help you when once that judge, you're in front of that judge, and that judge gives you that time, mama can't do nothing about it. Mama can't save you. All the times mama was your safety net coming up, and, you know, anytime you fail, she caught you. There's nothing that mother can do when you're in the Kentucky Department of Corrections. And I want to say any sort of Department of Corrections. Any state's Department of Corrections. Just what it is, man. I hate to hear that. I hate that that's even... man, I wish that could have just played out in so many, you know, just a different way. Just not even have done it. But it's here. You deal with it. And you just try your best to get past it, man. Let him know. Don't take no stuff. I don't care how afraid he is. Don't let nobody do nothing to you. Because the first time somebody disrespects you, it's going to turn to a second time. Second time is going to turn into a third time. So parents, imagine your kid. Say you got a kid, and I'm not saying all of you. I'm just saying, say you have a kid that's similar to Sam or similar to this lady's son. Not a street kid, timid kid. He's out with some friends. They make a mistake. Now he's in prison, man. With the goons, the lions, tigers, the bears, the gorillas. You know he don't come from that. You know he don't belong there. You know that he's going to have a hard time surviving in the jungle. But he's there. So the only thing he can do is make the best of it and try to figure out a way to take all the classes he can take, stay as busy as he can possibly stay away from the drama, the foolishness, just to get back home to his family. I'll be praying for you, praying for your family and anybody else that's going through this situation. And before I go, Steve, a.k.a. Ronnie Garvin, will be joining us real soon. Y'all help me get to 10K subscribers. Once I get to 10,000 subscribers, which will be, I don't know, maybe by the end of this month or early next month, I'm going to still do my interviews. I'm going to still do my videos, my stories. But I'm going to start bringing different individuals onto the platform to tell their stories. Some of the people that I've told stories about. See, I'm a narrator. I can't always just jump on here and tell my stories because I wasn't around every single thing. And let's just be honest. Think about it. There's only so many stories I can tell. It's called a spade a spade. So sometimes I just simply narrate a story. Stories that were told to me by a reliable source. I put my own little twist on it, but I keep it 100% legit. And I narrate the story. And I'll clearly say this is not my story. I've narrated several Fleece Johnson stories. Y'all may see Fleece Johnson in the thumbnail. I don't know. I may put him in there, I may not. But most of the time I'm narrating and telling what they've done. What I've heard some of them say out of their mouths. Yeah, I've done this. Sometimes I change the name. Sometimes I don't. Typically, I'm going to change the name. So y'all be on the lookout because he's definitely going to be an individual that I'm going to interview. And he's a humble dude. He don't really even like talking about prison. He don't like to tell you what he did. How he done put a couple people to bed, a few people to bed. Hit people so hard they got to shaking and doing the Harlem Shake. And, they was just out of it. On their feet, just out of it. He don't like talking about that stuff. But I'm going to bring it out of him. Pause. Double pause. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you liked the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And be sure to hit that post notification anytime I bring you this action and this Ronnie Garvin heat. Guess what? You're amongst the first to receive.